This is El Paisano Media, and you're listening to KRHC.
Welcome back to another semester of Rio Talk with El Paisano Media. Today, and for the rest of this semester, we'll talk about issues, changes, and commendations for and about the Rio Hondo community. I am Luis Martinez, the managing editor of El Paisano Media, and today I have the privilege to be joined by
Jovan Hernandez, executive editor.
Robert Jimenez, broadcast editor.
Sierra Uribe, editor-in-chief.
And Ariana Morales, video editor for El Paisano Media. Quick reminder, guys, please make sure to follow us on social media, El Paisano on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, or X, formerly called X now, and YouTube.
Alright guys, so before we hop in with all the news that we have around the campus, just want to hear, how's you guys' day been going so far?
It's been pretty good.
It's been hot.
Yeah, it's been real hot.
But it starts off cold in the morning. So I would be cold waking up, have an 8 a.m. class, and then after I feel the heat and I just want to go home and change into a summer outfit.
Yeah, it's like really hot outside, but then once you get into your classes, it's freezing. So
Yeah, every class is cold in this school.
Honestly, I'm not like a geologist or anything, but I feel like because we're on a hill, I feel like that kind of contributes to it just because like inside it's so cold. But outside, it's the worst. It's so hot. And, like, the winds can sometimes hit, you know? Like, it hits different. I don't
But the
like
sun's closer, so it could be hotter, too.
Isn't it? But, yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's just so weird. I
Higher
don't like
altitude's colder.
It's
isn't
like,
it?
you know,
altitude is
like,
colder.
you know how Kanye, like, he's bipolar? It's the same thing.
But
Honestly,
in October, though, like, why are we still in the heat? Like,
dude, no, I'm telling you, global warming is real. Like, if somebody says global warming is fake, it's real.
No, it's
this
real.
is proof of
oh
it.
yeah.
In June, I remember in the month of June, it was 60 degrees.
cloudy and now
Cloudy.
it's all
It was,
sunny.
like, not, like, no graduation
Don't even
vibes.
bring up the tornadoes that we've been having too.
The hurricane, what was
Yeah,
it
the
called? Hurricane
hurricanes.
Hillary?
The hurricanes and then earthquakes after that too. Like
You know what? This is probably a good question for a geology department that we could probably ask them sometime
for
this
sure.
week because
Yeah, for
they
sure.
should know. Because man, I'm completely in the dark.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that we know how everyone's day is going so far, how about we just get started into our business? And today we first wanted to talk about our school's Wi-Fi. So everyone has different experiences with it, but I just want to hear from you guys. What do y'all think of it? Is it good? Is it bad?
It's
Reliable?
back. It's back talking about us going to school on a hill. Like, there's no Wi-Fi here. Like, there's Wi-Fi, but it's not good. You move 5 feet and it turns off or
Disconnects,
something
yeah.
like that. So the Wi-Fi here it's the hill, I think. I don't know what else it could be.
yeah, Rio-Guest doesn't do much for me.
Yeah, I feel like I also want to talk about how we could fix that, like how you guys think we could fix it. But yeah, it's honestly not good. And like in my opinion, I'm not a contractor and I don't work with technology, so I could be wrong. You know, I'm not a Spectrum employee. But I feel like there's fixes for that they're not exploring. Like obviously, it's harder to get a good signal up here, but like you know, Google Nest, like the range extenders for like the
Yeah.
routers and stuff. Because I'm pretty sure other campuses, like, it's not cutting out as much as it cuts out here. Or, like, what else is there? Fiber. I don't know if we can get fiber, you know, because, I mean, we're on a hill, so it might be a little harder, stuff like that. But I just feel like there's other fixes that the school could explore, and I don't think they're doing it. But what about you guys? Like, what do you guys think we could do, or they could do to change that?
They don't explore it because doesn't faculty have their own
Yeah.
Wi-Fi?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
another thing. They have Rio Secure, and I feel like, personally, I think that's kind of dumb that only faculty gets it because we're paying tuition. I feel like they should have maybe two separate ones where it's one for teachers and students and then one for guests that actually come on.
Yeah.
Because like, how is it going to be real guests, but we come to the school? Like, how am I
we're
a
not
guest at my
guests.
Every
school?
single
We're
student's
enrolled.
using it. Yeah.
I'm a student. I pay here, you know? Like, it's,
Professor's Wi-Fi is really good. Like, every professor I have has fast Wi-Fi and real secure. You have to, like, sign in to that Wi-Fi.
Dude, they got that NASA Wi-Fi right there. It's insane. And I'm over here begging for like 2 megabytes per second. It's crazy. Like, I don't know what they think we're going to do with it. Like, I'm not here to watch like Disney Plus.
Also,
you know? Like,
not even Wi-Fi service. Like, you can't make a call up here for the life of it. You cannot call anyone if you're in the top of the hill, the bottom of the. You can't call anyone here until you get down and you drive away, I think.
Yeah, it's super spotty because I always have that issue where I'll try to call someone while I'm leaving and certain spots in the parking lot have connection, but as soon as you start going down, it cuts off.
Cuts off.
And then you're like, what? Hello?
It cuts off your conversation. Like, it doesn't even give you a chance to, like, start breaking. It just completely cuts it off or it hangs up.
It's rude. It's honestly really rude.
Yeah, or text messages to anything that has to do with communication. might as well just put your phone in your backpack because you're not going to be able to use it.
This isn't on the agenda, but it actually does remind me. A lot of our students have issues with the Adobe Suite. So like Photoshop, InDesign, all that stuff.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that? Because again, like I said, we're paying for tuition and the school's paying for it out of our pockets. So
What is that Adobe Suite?
Adobe Suites, it's like the programs that, for example, that we use here in the newspaper to edit. So we use InDesign for our layouts. We use Illustrator for our ads. We use Photoshop for our pictures. We use Lightroom Classic for our pictures. We use Premiere Pro for editing software. We use what's it called? Adobe Audio something.
Basically
Audible.
what we're
I
using
think
right
it's
now
Audible.
for this podcast.
Yeah, what we're using to record this podcast. We use a lot of features, and like for me, I'm not technically in the class, but I am an intern, and I really need those to be able to help out and do my own work that I have for myself, and I haven't had access for it this whole time, you know. So I personally feel like it would be good allocation of the school's funds if they provided it for everybody free of charge for the whole thing. Because that's another thing too. Once the semester ends, you lose access, so you don't get it back until you sign up for another class. So like, let's say you have something like Thursday's the last day, right? And you have to lay something out tomorrow and get something out. You'll lose access and you won't be able to use it. So personally, I feel like that's something that they could work on. But I wanted to hear what you guys thought about it.
No, yeah, I agree too, because sometimes like if we have things to do outside of school, whether it's like relating something that we're covering like in a different city, then yeah, like we should have access to that because that's what's gonna help us like when we come back and soon join the class again, because like once you already have it, I feel like you're set, because that's the last thing you should worry about is just the material you're working with and how you're gonna set everything up. So I don't know why that would be taken from us after like having works and projects on there too.
Yeah, and it's kind of I would say a bad situation just because I have issues with it. I'm not the only one that has issues just with Adobe, but we have a lot of issues when it comes to software at the school. Not only is it Wi-Fi and the Adobe, but just getting access to things in general. Like I know for a lot of departments we don't have sufficient cameras. Like I had Mio Stevens. She was the photography teacher next door to LR 117. It's a great class and everything, but the school oftentimes didn't have enough cameras to lend out to the people trying to take the class, you know. And I'll say I'm lucky and I'm privileged enough to be able to work and afford a camera, but not everyone's in that same situation, you know. So I feel like a lot of times there's a lot of things that we're lacking here, you know. Like textbooks are too expensive. I feel like
The computers don't work.
yeah, computers don't work. Like even in LR 117, even us, El Paisano Media, like we do have our like grievances. Like we were supposed to get, I think they're the XDR Pros.
Yeah.
Like a few of them, we were supposed to get them for the classroom so all the students could use, and we still have busted up Macs that don't work, you know. So
All the Macs are in their place, but they don't turn on. So what's the point of having Macs?
And there's like 40 of them too that are just sitting there.
And for us, like if it wasn't for our computers, how are we gonna get newspapers out? How are we gonna have stories out? How are we gonna have podcasts out without these MacBooks?
And some students can't even afford like MacBooks, which run, and you can use those like more effectively, and some students can't afford those. So when they think that they can rely on the ones in the classroom, they really can't because they don't work.
also too, one thing I've noticed just from being here for a while, I feel like a lot of the stuff that we have is outdated too. So
Oh yeah, definitely.
yeah, the cameras aren't the best. I've seen them. They're not, honestly, yeah, they're pretty old. And I know sometimes you can't really afford things, but I feel like with the finances that the school has, I feel like they could afford more.
They
you know?
can. No, Rio has a lot of money, I think.
Yeah, like I could be wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong, you know? Like a lot of people come here, tuition isn't free, you know? Like even if you don't pay for it, financial aid pays for it, and they're getting their money too, you know? So
You don't like. I feel like a student doesn't have to go buy a laptop if they don't have one. We should have laptops, even if you can't take them home. Like we should have laptops everywhere, like in the LR classrooms. And like this whole classroom, half of it doesn't work. So imagine in other classrooms.
Yeah. It's like going to a public library, like you know they're gonna have laptops or computers for you to use, but then you come to your own classroom and it's like that's not even available for you to use because none of it works. It's not connected, and then the Wi-Fi sucks, and then everything's all outdated too.
And yeah, I feel like everything I'm going to say right now is speculation. Of course, I only have this class right now and another one that I'm doing late start, but just imagine if us El Paisano are having technical issues and we're a technical heavy like classroom where we need laptops, computers,
We're not even a
cameras.
classroom. We're literally like for the school. Like we work for the school without
Yeah.
getting paid. Basically, it's not just a classroom because everyone's
Yeah.
reading our newspapers. Everyone's listening can listen to our podcast. Everyone can listen to Rio Roundup. Everyone can do that. So basically, we're kind of working for the school. So we're kind of entertainment for the school, you know. And we don't have technology that
yeah,
works.
and for us to be the providers, to be the one providing like the videos for everyone to see, the newspapers, like the content, and we can't even get that done because of how everything's like crashing down on us. It's just like,
Not
how
just
do you
that,
want that?
we promote everything for the school too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so us that really need it, like people can say that they need it and they don't. Like us that genuinely need like resources and supplies, and we're still lacking to like get it working. Cause like even us, we did get like a few new things in this semester, but they're coming in messed up with
And
missing
late.
parts.
Yeah, late. And then like
Broken,
nobody even
late.
comes to install anything either. Like those are
the amount
kind
of
people-
boxes we have in here that are not installed yet is crazy.
Yeah, last semester we had an issue with the lighting in this classroom as soon as we got here where we couldn't turn off the lights.
Yeah.
We barely fixed that this semester, but all that to say is just yeah, it's not like we don't have the resources, but I just don't want to imagine if it's like that for us who literally like all we do is on computers and cameras. I don't want to imagine how it is for like an English class, a history class, a math class where it's like you could use it and it would help a lot, but it's not like
A music class.
mandatory, you know? Like I remember I had a stats class and my teacher was providing calculators. Like I know the library rents them out, but they don't have enough for like every other student, you know? So
My English teacher uses her phone's hotspot so we could watch videos and stuff on the projector. So the Wi-Fi is crazy.
yeah, and I feel like not only is it a misallocation of our funds to not get stuff like that, but we can also talk about where our money is going. I don't know if you guys have seen, but recently we've been having new cameras installed around campus. Apparently they're monitoring license plates.
Yeah.
I don't personally.
Why though? Like
I don't
why
like
There's
that.
no use for that, especially on
Yeah.
a school campus.
Why are they monitoring our license
why?
plates?
Like,
Our license plates.
It's really weird. I like you guys have parking enforcement and everything, and I know that's not what it's for, you know. Because if it was just about parking, they have parking attendants that they pay.
The
you
only
know?
reason I could think of that is because everyone has modified cars.
Not even modified
Not-
cars. It's just maybe they're looking us up. Like what if we have warrants or something, and like we need to be arrested? Like, what's other explanation?
There's so many reasons why it could be there. I just hope it's not that, because I
And
feel like when I think of school, I think of it as like a safe space.
They're not even hiding it. There's a big poster that says
We're being
license
recorded.
plates recorded.
Being
Yeah.
recorded.
but
Yeah.
they didn't even like let us know because usually they send stuff like in the emails, and
prints in the
all we had to
emails.
see was the signs that says that your license plate is getting like monitored.
Yeah, and to me it's disingenuous just because I'll be honest, I don't go to school board meetings. I've been to one. I don't go to them. I know like 99% of us here don't go to them, so I think an announcement should have been made, like a text, like, oh, when we have a power outage or something, like they're always the first ones to be like,
Yeah.
oh, at 1:27 p.m.
A
the
text
power went out."
message, email, a phone
Something.
call. We get something.
Anything, but it's just really disingenuous. It's kind of borderline creepy, I'll be honest, because I don't want to be recorded. Like, I know I'm not doing anything wrong, but it's just kind of weird knowing that someone's watching you, like Big Brother, you know. It's
Do they
kinda
do that
weird.
anywhere else, or is it just here?
I'm not too sure, honestly.
I've
That's-
never seen a sign that says that
We're
license
recording.
plates-
recording
No,
your
I
license
mean,
plates?
of course, in the streets, but like,
Like
in
private
a
property
private park.
places.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
Like
On the
any other.
campus?
also,
yeah,
do
any
we
other
have
university.
cameras like in general, like recording us in the hallways and stuff, like here in the classroom, or no?
No, not in classrooms.
Not in classrooms.
But like in
No.
the hallways, outside in the
Probably
quad.
outside.
Probably
Rio
we do.
Cafe.
We also have security guards roaming around. Again, sorry, it's not on the agenda, but I wanted to bring it up since it is our first episode. How safe do you guys feel on campus? Just because I know some people that go to Mount Sac, and the past couple of weeks they've been having a lot of assault, whether it's sexual or just like violence.
You
or,
mean
like,
safe as in like the professors or our peers?
like you yourself as a person? Like, do you feel safe here? Like, do you ever like worry like, oh, could somebody run up on me and do something to me, hurt me? You know, because
Go ahead.
Honestly, going back to the cameras, I feel like they should install more parking cameras because nowadays we live in a world where you leave your car unattended and anyone's gonna break in. And for them to be recording our license plates, it's like, okay, you're gonna have cameras to record license plates. You might as well get cameras that protect our car and stuff so that we feel safe that our car is being parked outside. Like, I'm sure the securities don't go around looking at just everyone in the parking lot and
I've
who's,
seen
like,
a couple
being
of cars since I've been here that don't have tires because they steal their tires.
Yeah, and like honestly, the other day, I don't know if it was here, but I'm pretty sure it was here. I got like a nail stuck in my tire, and it was a big nail, and I'm like, where could this nail be coming from? And yeah, like you don't know there's people out there just putting nails under your cars, same way as like they're breaking into them.
Yeah.
But back to the safety of myself.
Or like, sorry about that, but cameras like in the parking lots. Like some students leave campus late,
Super late,
Yeah,
like
who
at
knows?
10.
Yeah, super 10 or past 10. So the cameras in the parking lot will not only benefit like the safety for our cars, but for students here that leave late.
Yeah, but back to the safety of ourselves. I feel like if you're not doing anything, I mean, I don't know.
I feel like
I don't feel like
I don't feel threatened.
yeah, me neither.
I don't feel like.
But obviously, if you're like doing things to feel threatened, if you're thinking it from a perspective, oh my god, you have enemies on campus. If I think about it and I put myself in their shoes, I feel like they could like hurt me
Yeah.
in this school, you know, like
Because you don't know anyone. Like,
I don't really like. Yeah, there's security guards. I see them once in a while, but I don't really see faculty outside. Really, I just see students everywhere.
I feel like I've seen more vendors outside in the quad
Yeah,
than
more.
actual security guards.
Yeah. There's like vendors, like that's all cool because I think the vendors bring out the school spirit. Like it brings.
Oh yeah, no, hey,
It
it's
brings
awesome, but
it brings everyone together.
Yeah, it brings everyone to come together for sure.
But do you really think they're gonna step in if you're getting jumped in the middle of the quad?
that's the thing. I don't know if they wouldn't step in. I just don't know if they would be there. Just because I said I don't really see. The only time I see security is when they're locking up the classrooms. You know, I don't really ever see them otherwise. And just yeah, I think Mount Sac. I don't know if it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. They had like 3 attacks in 1 week, where it was 2 sexual assault attacks and then 1 stabbing at the school. I even saw a video on it on my social media, which is also sad that that's on social media. But yeah, it's been getting bad, and I don't know. Personally, like I feel privileged enough to like be a man. I guess I don't worry about it too much, but not everyone's a man.
No,
you know?
yeah, it's different for girls because we feel
Yeah.
unsafe everywhere we go. Everywhere we go that is in our home, maybe even in our home, we feel unsafe. But school, like that's somewhere you're not supposed to worry about that. Like, period.
But yeah,
School and home is some place where you don't have to worry about feeling unsafe. Everywhere else is whatever. But us that we leave, all of us that are sitting here that we leave like at 8, 9, 10 p.m. sometimes because of like the newspaper or something. I don't really see security guards outside in the dark like that. Like we're pretty far from the parking lot. So it's a far walk in the dark, and there's not much light like after when you leave the parking lot. So it's basically like whatever happens. But do we have cameras? Do we not have cameras? If something happens to us, can it be captured? So yeah, it's pretty dangerous wherever you go. But yeah, we should have more like safety measures here.
and just to go back to being on a hill too, like the lighting is bad, and God forbid something did happen to somebody, like the reception's really bad. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna call 911 or someone, and it's not calls not
You
gonna go
literally
through.
cannot call that. You can't do nothing.
Yeah, and it's just sad. It's honestly really sad to think about, just because like, to me that's the bare minimum. You know, just making sure
Yeah.
your students are safe. Because I don't feel like it's right for a student to go to school and then worry about like, oh my god, like am I gonna be safe today? You know, like having students carry on pocket knives and like pepper sprays and stuff, like that's kind of
And
sad.
then if you get caught with pepper spray or something, that's like not okay in school
Yeah,
faculty.
it's like prohibited from school. Like,
Yeah. And like we live in a hill, so we walk out these doors in our classroom and we see a mountain. Like there's nowhere to go. So I don't know. The phone thing is a big thing.
Yeah. No, honestly, it's pretty bad. Also too, one thing I've been noticing around campus, speaking about the quad, next to the quad we have I believe it's the music and arts building, right? Where they do
like
The
theater,
theater, right?
Yeah,
The theaters?
theater.
Yeah.
it's been construction going on, which is great because, you know, renovating our arts and putting money into arts is really important. You know, a lot of students choose to go down that path, and it's great that we're focusing on it. What's your guys' experience been with the construction though? I know a lot of people have been complaining about noise, so I just wanted to hear what you guys thought about it.
Honestly, I just feel like they're working on the wrong things right now. Like there should be other things that should be fixed first before you want to go renovate a whole theater.
Well, I know a lot of student my some of my close friends, like their arts theater, like that's their thing. And they're in the theater, they have a theater major, and they have to go down to the Justice bungalows, like in the second level of the school. And that's where their classroom is instead of the theater. So
Yeah.
they're stuck in literally a bungalow. It's like a RV type
Yeah,
thing.
classroom thing.
It's the
And
mobile classrooms, right?
yes, and they're stuck in there. They have to act in there. They have to rehearse in there. They have to, if they're gonna do a play, that's where they perform. And that's not a stage. That's
Yeah.
just a small half-size classroom. And I think that's affecting them. And for us, like we can't walk into this class without hearing some type of huge machine in our ear. Or we can have events for like the students in the lower quad because that's gonna distract everyone with the noise. So I mean, it's kind of a distraction in a way.
Yeah, it is. Like, that's something you should have thought about fixing during summer. Like, when students aren't on campus or where you know it's not going to be used.
And I think it's gonna be like that for another year or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, how long has it been? Like, how long have they been working on that? Do you guys know?
Not
I don't-
that long.
Not that long.
But
don't
I know
think
that
so.
they just started, like, as soon as school
The
starts.
semester started, yeah.
Yeah, huh?
They
Because it
started-
wasn't blocked off at
Wait,
first. It
Yeah,
wasn't.
Gio,
it
even-
wasn't.
Wait, we would come in the summer. Were they doing it in the summer? They weren't working on it.
I don't
would
think they were
never
working on it.
It
but
was
I
just
think
blocked off.
blocked off already. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was never no machines or anything.
They
No
started
noise.
all the renovations when school started.
Yeah, that's what I
Right when
think they
school
messed up
started. Yeah.
on. But there
But-
could have been other things you would have you could have focused on.
Yeah, like
for
those
us.
those benches that are right next to them. No, I feel like no one can sit on those anymore. Like that's unless you have AirPods or earphones on. But I wouldn't sit there if there is noise behind me. So,
Yeah.
but it's like I understand they're trying to make the theater better. Like everything that's gonna come out of this is just gonna make the theater. I've never seen the theater because this is my first semester here. So it's probably gonna be really nice if they're taking 2 years to build it.
Yeah, you do. It's like it's a battle, you know. You just take your positives with your negatives. Personally, I haven't really had that bad experience with noise. I don't really have that many classes though, and so obviously your guys' experience is very different from mine. But yeah, I feel like that was a good point bringing up the bungalow classrooms, just because I actually was having a class in one of them. I had what was it? It was a music and film class. I was really excited for it just because it was something cool to learn about, and it's a transferable course. I was taking it, went one day. The parking is really horrible around there. You have to walk up a hill to get to the class. It's really hot, and the AC that wasn't working. The classrooms are really small too, and yeah, they're mobile classrooms too. So it's
Tiny
not.
classrooms.
They're small. There's like 40 plus students in a single classroom with rows that are like crammed, and it's just not a good. It's not a good learning environment, to be honest.
Yeah, the arts and music, all that are they're sacrificing because if you love like arts, music, theater, if you love any of that, you're not gonna have any access to the nice classrooms that previous students had. You're stuck in the bungalows all day, and like you said, the parking. There's no parking. There's parking, but it's for teachers. It's for professors like that are there. But those are next to the bungalows, but you can't park there.
And the bungalows are like totally away from the main part of campus.
Yeah.
It's like so like on the edge.
If
kinda
you
like
don't
when
have
you
a
first
car,
enter.
if you don't drive, like if you're whoever takes you doesn't want to drive up the hill, you're walking up that hill. And if you have another class that's by the library, you're walking up that hill, and then the library and the bungalows are super far from each other.
Yeah, I wanted to speak on that just because it's a logistical nightmare. I would come out of LR 117 at around 12:50, and my class started at 1:05, I think it was. Right, like the class right after, basically. And yeah, I would have to leave as soon as the sends pack up, run to my car, drive down, and then walk back up to get there. And then I always come back here, so then I would have to drive back up. And yeah, we have the shuttles, but the shuttle passes by every 10, 15 minutes? So it's honestly,
I feel like a shuttle isn't really to go to a class. It's mostly just to go down the hill and go home.
yeah, so it's not, it's a solution, but it's not the best solution that they could have had. I don't know. I feel like there might be some classrooms that aren't in use too. Like I don't know. I'm not exactly sure, but I know maybe the old journalism classroom isn't in use, stuff like that. And I doubt everything is taken up. I feel like they could have used different classrooms. But yeah, I feel like the timing is really bad, and I feel like it should have been thought out more just because I honestly dropped the class because of the really bad conditions, and I don't want to be going up and down a hill 2 times a week, and then coming back up. I don't want to. I don't want to drive up for my class, drive down, drive up, and then drive down and go home. Like, it's a lot. It's too much, and I already have a lot of other classes that have homework and stuff, So, and that's not just me, I know a lot of students feel that way too. So
I know many students that drop the classes because they're stuck in those bungalows.
it's inconvenient, and yeah, it's honestly not a good time. But
I mean, the only good part of this is that the next generation students, the ones that are coming, are gonna have a really nice building. But we're unfortunately not gonna have that. I know when I'm transferring, I'm still not gonna see that theater ever. So
yeah, it's unfortunate. But I feel like just talking about the arts and music reminds us one positive thing that has been happening recently. So today we're recording on October 12th, so it's a Thursday, and I believe this is published on October 17th, right? On Tuesday?
October 17th, Tuesday.
So when you're hearing this, it'll be over. But we actually have an art gallery that's been happening, and I feel like it's an awesome thing that we do where we highlight a bunch of our students' artistic capabilities. Just because, although we are a community college, we foster a lot of different like talents and skills. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen like the displays that the graphic designs department has outside in the Learning Resource Center, or around it, I should say, or like the photo gallery that they always put on. So I want to hear what you guys thought about that too, just because.
What's the pots class? Is it ceramics?
Yeah, it's the ceramics class, the pottery class.
Yeah, the pottery class. That one's really nice. That's a really nice class. Shows there's artwork outside and everything.
Yeah, and just art in general, I feel like it's underappreciated, and not only is it important for us to display stuff like that, but also it's always good for us to learn, because a lot of those courses are UC transferable, and I feel like for me at least, not only does it make it easier to get through school, because like we can all be honest here, we don't like every single course we've had to take, all of our GEs, like my anthropology class, it was cool, but
I think it's really cool that we have an art gallery. Like, the fact that there's an art gallery that we could display the art students' work. Like, if you go in the art gallery, it's so pretty. It's like a museum in there.
And like going back to what Louis said, it is very unappreciated. I feel like it's not very promoted either. Like, I feel like students here at campus could be more like aware of the different art galleries or the different events that the students put on, because they do put a lot of work into it. I feel like we just don't know or see it or have time to go on.
Yeah. We went in today actually, or we tried to take a peek. It looks really nice. Honestly, the artwork looks really good. I'm definitely not a like art connoisseur, like I'm not gonna tell you like your Leonardo da Vinci's from your Van Goghs and stuff, but it's great art. It's very unique too. It's not just like drawing and stuff, which they do actually have a lot of beautiful drawings in that class, in that room when you walk in, on the side, on the walls and stuff. But it's really beautiful work, honestly.
This is completely off topic, but when we were in the art gallery, we were walking in there. There's like a table of flyers, and I seen that there's a student exchange like little thing where you go to Barcelona, Spain, for like a semester or half a semester, and then you go to Costa Rica in the winter. So I have a question: would you guys be a student exchange student and go to Spain for a semester?
I don't have that type of money. I would.
No, I would not.
How much is it? Do you know?
I don't know. I think I wrote a story about it last year, but I don't remember. If you guys check out elpaisanoonline.com, we've written a few stories about it, and we often do provide a lot of information like prices. But no, I'm not too sure. I know you can contact a lot of the teachers that are leading the trips. They have a lot of information, and obviously our website too.
But do you get is there like a scholarship you get for that, or no? You would have to pay like out of pocket?
I think you do pay out of pocket. I don't think it's that much, like as much as you would pay for a trip, but you definitely do pay, I'm pretty sure.
And you spend a semester there, or because that's what I read on the flyer.
I think I don't know if it's the whole semester, if it's like 12 weeks or something, but yeah, you do spend a majority, or if not the whole semester.
And
there.
you're in a school, right?
Yeah. it's still learning and everything, and you do have to take like certain classes. Like you have to take a bunch of
And they're transferable units.
yeah. You
That's
have to
what
take
I've heard.
everything. It's transferable. Everything. It's basically just school, but you also take classes over there that are cultural classes. So you'll learn about the culture of Spain. So it's like you would take one of those here, but it's better over there because then
Yeah,
you can
of
actually
course.
go look at the stuff. You can live in the environments and stuff. Learn languages.
So you wouldn't?
If I had the money and the time, yeah, but I work and I don't have the time. So
Would you guys?
I'd definitely do it, but just so like you can pick up experiences, like to know what it's like to live somewhere else, to know what it's like to be with a different group of people, like something you didn't grow up around. But I don't know, maybe it's not that pricey since you're gonna be doing it through the school and you're not doing it through like an online program you just found online. So I'm not quite sure how much it'd be, but I don't know. I wouldn't expect too much since it is like a school thing. But I could be wrong.
Well, I think I would love to do it, but that much time away from the family is crazy.
yeah. Where did they go last year? I think they went to Madrid last year. I don't think you guys have known, but this year's Barcelona, right?
I think it's Barcelona.
They had another one though. What was the other one?
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica,
for
yeah.
winter. For winter.
Yeah, and they had I think it was Barcelona last year. Okay, where would you guys if you guys could pick like one city to like do study abroad in? What do you guys think would be like a great city to go
I
to?
think Barcelona, like anywhere in Europe, is just so good. It's
Tokyo,
wonderful.
probably.
Tokyo.
Tokyo would be dope.
That is like honestly, it's a good one too.
That's a whole.
In high
different-
school, there was exchange students from China. I feel like China would be really another. I feel like any Asian place, like any Asian, like
I feel like I feel like the Asian continent. I feel like their culture is really different. I mean, obviously Europe is different from us too, but yeah, Asia, it's honestly like another world. So I feel like that would be pretty sick to experience too.
Yeah. But
Honest-
like pretty hard to adjust to, I feel like, because learning like the language is hard, and then like their religion too. I feel like to be able to go there and like
yeah.
get
I feel
along
like
with people, you have to know their religion in a way.
Tokyo would be hard because we don't have no. I feel like I don't know about you guys, but I don't speak any type of Japan or Japanese.
Oh, I got a little bit. I got the watashi wa. That's how you started.
Yeah,
the
I
question.
definitely don't
I took
speak
one
any
class.
Japan
I took one
either.
class. Nah, dude,
I don't
I'd
speak
be
any type
banging.
of Japan.
No, if we went to France, I'd be like, je m'appelle Luis. Bonjour, comment t'appelles tu? I got a little bit of French.
But
you
if we
know?
go to Spain, like we have a little bit of knowledge of Spanish.
Nah, we don't,
Or-
because they have the list. They're like, hola Giovanna, ¿cómo estás?
They don't speak like that.
They
at
got the
all.
list.
Yeah, they're like, vamos al parque.
Well, you're the one who watched La Casa de Papel. How do they
Yes.
talk? How do they talk?
They speak like professional, like I don't know.
That proper Spanish.
Yeah, proper.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
proper. It's like, I think
It's like-
Spain. Yeah.
That's what schools
Form.
teach us.
It's
though.
like formal Spanish.
Spain to Mexico is like how like the UK is to us,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Because we're like we're definitely not formal, you know?
No, but because we're like mixed, you know, like it's like wait, how are we mixed? The indigenous
Indigenous.
people. Yeah, that's why we don't speak English. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
like Spain, we don't like Mexicans don't speak Spanish, like Spain Spanish. You know?
Yeah.
But that would be easier to go to Barcelona because we all kind of have a little understanding of Spanish.
Not everybody. Most
Not
of us.
everybody, yeah, but like,
but not everybody. Yeah. I get what you mean though.
but like, we all know somebody that speaks Spanish. How many people do you know that speak Japanese?
honest, I know one person.
I know.
You know,
one.
okay, but how many people do you know that speak Spanish?
Everybody.
Everybody.
that I know.
At least 3.
At least 3, yeah.
At least 3.
So that's why it would be easier for Barcelona, but Tokyo's a challenge. Like, that's a challenge I would accept.
That'd be more fun, I think.
Yeah, like Tokyo's so advanced. Like Tokyo's like technology's crazy. Have you seen the food machines? What are they called?
Oh, the vending machine.
The vending machines?
Yeah, those are crazy. We don't have them here.
Or like
We
the
do have vending machines,
restaurants.
but, like-
the restaurants are pretty like up to date, very very modern.
Their laws are way different though. That's one thing.
Yeah, honestly though, I feel like something like Norway or Switzerland though, like one
Oh,
of the
yeah.
Nordic European countries, I think there's a lot of culture that are within those places that we
Yeah.
could like learn from. I
It's
don't
not
know.
a country, but I've always wanted to go to Alaska.
Alaska would be crazy. Alaska would be crazy
Alaska,
for foreign
yeah.
exchange, honestly. I feel like that'd be pretty cool.
Like, yeah, the northern lights. Have you guys ever seen Northern Lights?
No, you can see those in Oregon and stuff too. I think
Where?
in Oregon, like
Oregon?
Just up,
Oh,
like
yeah?
Northern America.
Yeah, so I think that's all the topics we had. But before we go, we do want to give ourselves a shout out one more time.
Yeah, guys, quick reminder to always follow us on our social media, El Paisano, on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, now X, and on YouTube.
And yeah, for the most part, we covered everything and a little bit extra that we had planned for today. So, as always, guys, thanks so much for listening to us or watching, whatever you guys do, YouTube. Make sure to give us 5 stars, thumbs up and everything. I'm Luis Martinez, your managing editor of El Paisano Media, signing out.
Giovanna Hernandez, executive editor, signing out.
Robert Jimenez, broadcast director, signing up.
Sierra Uribe, editor-in-chief, signing out.
And Ariana Morales, video editor, signing out.
Thank you.
Bye.
This is El Paisano Media, and you're listening to EPM Network.